Hello and welcome today to another flow class. Hope you all are ready. Props you will need today. No props, just maybe a blanket for Shavasana. Yeah. And you will want to be directed in front of a wall. We are doing some handstand prep. So finding that nice cozy space to get started. Let's do it. I'm facing the wall for today's practice. Starting in Thunderbolt pose. So on your shins, your butt is rested on your heels. By all means, if this is kind of tense today, a little off, grab a bolster, a block, put the block underneath your sit bones. Make this practice nice and enjoyable and attainable today. Shoulders away from ears, shutting down through your gaze, bringing attention to your third eye. Breathing in, feeling that expansion of the diaphragm. Getting nice full breath in. Exhaling, letting anything go that's not serving. Inhale, get that nice full breath and expansion. Maybe you feel like that breath is stopping midway. Seeing if we can send it a bit further along, down. Maybe get that expansion through the belly, the low back. And then you feel that midway breath move farther down. And as you exhale, just exhale anything that's not serving. Maybe some thoughts are wandering, just let it go. Some tension along the body, just let it go. Today's intention is feeling wholehearted and full. So if you feel any vibrations that are lingering, any chill that's trying to disrupt your nervous system, any shaking, just breathing into the space, remembering you are wholehearted and full. Bring your hands towards your heels. Head goes down above your knees, and we're finding the crown of the head, lifting the hips up into rabbit's pose. And once the hips are up, we can adjust the crown in a little further, pulling onto your heels, sending your hips up, feeling that stretch in the back of your neck, down your spine. Breathing into these spaces. Send your hips to your heels. Reach your hands out in front. Let's get on our fingertips like puppy stretch. Rotate the elbows down and in towards each other. Feeling the length from your fingertips toward your armpits, down the sides of your body. Nice length here. Feeling full-hearted and full. Hands find the mat. Lift your hips up into tabletop. Tucking your toes. Dip the belly. Find a nice cow. Wide through the collarbones. Open heart. As we find the cat pose, lift your knees off of the floor. Inhale, lower your knees, dip the belly, open your chest. Exhale, lift the knees, find that cat. Dip the belly, find the cow. Exhale into the cat. Knees don't lift that much. Maybe you can get your head in a little further towards your knees. And then one more. So dip the belly into the cow. And then pushing into the floor, lifting those knees, finding that cat. And then bring the knees back down. Toes are tucked. Lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Feel nice and long here. Shoulders away from ears. Rotating your elbows down and in. Long through the side torso. Maybe your heels can touch the ground, maybe they can't. Just being where you can be. Maybe wiggling out your hips here. Breathe into the spaces. Walk your hands or feet in towards your hands. Finding that forward fold. And push into your feet to a standing up position. Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, circle your hands up towards the sky. Maybe your gaze looks up. And then exhale, hands down through heart center as we hinge at the hips, finding a forward fold. Bending at the knees is good. Inhale, looking forward, flat back. Exhale, find that forward fold. Walk your legs back into plank. Lowering down, so bringing your knees down, then chin and chest. And then bring your hips down. Peel your elbows back. And your shoulders, lift your chest into cobra. Wide through your collarbones. Bring your chest down, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Wiggle out the hips. Get that nice breath. Feeling whole, hearted, and full. Walk the hands or feet towards your hands. I say hands first because my feet are like my hands, especially in jiu-jitsu. Push into your feet, lift the upper body, Tadasana, staff pose. Nice and tall, circle your hands up. Bring your gaze up slightly. And then exhale, hands down through heart center, hinging at the hips, finding that forward fold. Bend at the knees if you need it. Inhale, flat back, looking forward. Exhale, find that forward fold, step back. Knees are lifted for a sec. And then lower the knees. Knees are on the ground. Lower chin and chest, peeling your elbows in. And then hips come down. Lift your upper body up into cobra. Keep those elbows back. And then exhale down, tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Wiggle out your hips. Walk your feet in towards your hands. Forward fold. Push into your feet. Lift your upper body up. Circle your hands towards the sky. And then exhale, hands through heart center. Hinging at the hips, finding that forward fold. And then looking forward, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Walk back into your plank, maybe lowering into a Ashtanga Pranam. So bringing your knees down, then chin, chest, or lowering in one straight line into plank, and then lowering your hips down, pushing up into up dog, but staying in your cobra if that's more accessible today. And then upper body comes down, tuck your toes, lift your hips back and up, downward facing dog. Wiggle out your hips. Feeling full, hearted, and whole. Walk your hands in towards your feet. Find that forward fold, maybe grabbing onto opposite elbows. Letting your head, shoulders, upper body just dangle. Let gravity lengthen the spine, lengthen your hamstrings, that whole back line here. Breathing in, breathing out. Walk your hands forward, finding that down dog. Wiggle out those hips. Big toes touch. Right foot floats towards the sky. Nice long stretch here. And then right knee in towards your nose, and then step it between the hands. Hands reach forward and up into your crescent. Back knee is lengthened, nice and strong. Feel that lift. Reaching hands forward, 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 hinging at the hips, coming to warrior three. But let's have our hands back on this warrior three. So our back leg is nice and centered with our mat, along with the upper body, nice and strong through the supporting leg. Nice. Hands come towards the ground. Head goes in the direction of our shin into standing splits here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Back leg comes down into our mat. So we're in like a lunge. Bring your back foot in so the sole of the foot is on the floor. Lengthen your front leg. You're in pyramid pose here. Reach the head towards your shin. Feel that nice stretch in the back line of your front leg. Feel all that length your back leg as well, but more so in the front leg. Maybe you get some nice shake here. Totally accessible. And then bend into your front knee, finding that lunge. Lift your back heel, front foot steps back into your down dog. Just wiggle it out. Big toes touch. Left foot floats back and up. Find that length, strength. Bring that back knee in towards your nose as you step it between your hands. Hands reach forward and up. Crescent pose on this side. Back knee is nice and long, strong. Feeling all that length, that support. Feeling that lift in the pelvic region. Reach your hands forward first, and then backwards into warrior three. Back leg is nice and centered with the floor. And then hands find the mat. Head is in direction of your left shin. Standing splits on this side. Breathe into this space. And breathe out. Back leg comes to the mat, finding that lunge. Back foot steps in. You're on the sole of your foot. Lengthen your front leg at the knee, entering pyramid pose on this side. Head reaches in the direction of your left shin. Draw your hips back and up. Feel all that length in the left shin, left hamstring. And then finding the lunge on this side, lifting your back heel, left foot steps back into down dog. Wiggle out those hips. Noticing your both sides. Maybe they feel even. They should. Maybe we can get that chest a little closer to our thighs. Big toes touch. Right foot floats back and up. Three-limb dog. Bring the right knee in towards your nose as you step it between your hands. Hands reach forward and up. Feel that strength. Feel that lift of your pelvic region. Your hands want to lift up too. Reach forward. Let's move a little back. So as we reach forward, keep your hands forward for this warrior three. Always a different variation in stabilizing with just a difference in your arms. It's pretty awesome. Hands find your yoga mat. Head towards your shin. Standing splits. Maybe we can reach our left foot a little further away. Feeling more length. Left foot finds our mat. Sole of the foot comes onto the mat. We're in kind of the lunge position as we bring our hips back and lengthen through our right knee into that pyramid pose, bringing our head in direction of our right shin. Breathe into these spaces and breathe out. Bend at your right knee, coming into that lunge. Back heel lifts. Right foot steps back. Find your down dog. Other side, big toes touch, left foot floats back and up, nice and long through our left leg. And then bring your left knee in towards your nose as you step it between the hands. Hands reach forward and up. Find that crescent. Back knees nice and long and strong. Connect with your breath. Feeling whole, hearted, and full. Reach your hands forward on this warrior 3. Again, feeling differences in the stabilizing muscles just from a difference in hand placement. Find the standing splits. Your head towards your left shin. Right foot reaches towards the sky. And then right foot steps back into that lunge. Sole of right foot finds the floor. Lengthen your hips back as you lengthen through your left knee into pyramid pose on this side. Maybe we can draw the head a bit closer to our left shin. Really draw in the navel, maybe feel extra length. Bending through your left knee. Back heel lifts. Returning back to down dog. Wiggle out your hips. Lengthen through one knee, bending the other. And then switch sides. Awesome. So, hope you feel some nice heat. But at the same time as building that heat, you feel, as we said, right? Wholehearted and full. You're very present. You're very in the moment, ready to do the next step. So, situating yourself in front of a wall if you are already not there. Finding your down dog in front of the wall. And different strokes for different folks, right? Maybe being content here today. Maybe working on our 3-limb down dog. But look, as we do that, walk your one leg in a bit closer. So right foot walks in a bit closer. And then we extend our left foot towards the sky. If you're doing the other prep today, bring in our gaze in between our hands, right between the thumbs, and working on rounding the back. So rounding the back as if we were doing the cat. When you're doing that, squeeze your hands together, really press into the floor with your hands, feeling your arches engage and lift. And you can just do little flutter jumps. So from here, you arch your back, engage your core, jump off of the ground with your right foot. And that's why we're close to the wall. And then maybe your leg hits the wall and you can pull it away and then balance. Maybe it just hits the wall and rest today, being where you need to be. We'll go 2 more times. So you're here. And then 1 more time. And just, being where you need to be, playing there, playing with your boundaries, really squeezing your arms, feeling your arches lift, right? You're gripping the ground so well. You have that cat rounding sensation as you stare through your thumbs. So something to think about on your own time while you're experimenting with it. Returning to your down dog. Finding that forward fold, so walking feet in a little bit, hands come towards your feet, grabbing onto opposite elbow. Or let's bring the hands so you're gripping underneath your heels. Have the back of your heel like right near that wrist almost. Bend in the knees, bring your head towards your shins, and then work the length of getting your hips up and back. Let your head just dangle. Let gravity do its thing. Breathing into these spaces and breathing out. Maybe you feel that shake. That's completely fine and normal. It means a lot of integration is happening. Release your hands. Bend at your knees, bringing the shins down to your mat, returning to that thunderbolt pose. Just feeling full or whole, hearted and full. Inhaling, filling up our diaphragm. Really sending that breath deep down to those levels. Maybe we just feel it kind of trying to stop in the chest or halfway down. If we are aware of that, sending that breath down a little further, seeing if we can expand a little more, feeling that much more complete. Bringing your hands to your low back eventually, but pinkies touch one another, thumbs are on the outside. Lifting your hips off of your shins. Hands find that low back, pinkies touch one another. Bring your gaze forward so you're looking down at your hips. Draw your hips forward, forward, forward until you can't see your knees anymore. Peel your elbows back. Feel long through your collarbones, open chest, open heart. Maybe your gaze looks up slightly, opening that throat a little more. Breathe into these spaces. Breathe out. Slowly starting to straighten through the spine. Draw the hips toward your heels. Hands reach back, head towards the floor. Child's pose here. Breathing into the spaces that are asking. Breathe nice and wide, feeling the expansion wide through your lungs. And as we exhale, feeling the chest, the torso, just everything sinking a little deeper towards our mat. Feeling yourself relaxing a little deeper here. Feeling whole, hearted, and full. Hands come out in front of us. We start to lengthen our legs out so we're on our belly. And then from here, rolling onto your back. Let's have knees bent, soles of feet on the floor. Let's have the hands out. Connect the inner lines of your legs together. And just let the knees lower to the right. Make your gaze look over to the left. And bring your gaze up through center, knees up through center, knees lower to the left, gaze looks over to the right. Let's go one more each side. So coming back through center, knees to the right, gaze to the left. And then one more, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Coming back through center. Give your shins a nice hug. And then lengthen your legs away from your head. Arms by the sides. Shutting down to your gaze if you haven't already. Just feeling whole, hearted, and full. Feeling complete. Scanning the body for any tension, any thoughts that are lingering, and breathing into the spaces and relaxing those thoughts, those areas. Feeling yourself relaxing a little deeper here. Things are feeling more complete. Inhale, reach your hands above your head, feet away from your hands. Nice long stretch. Exhale, bring your knees and give yourself another hug. If you're yawning, that's good. Means you're tapping into your parasympathetic nervous system where you can repair. Roll over to your right. And then press yourself up to Sukhasana, easy pose. Hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Inhale that love and gratitude to yourselves. Exhale that love and gratitude to everyone else. Thank you all for this handstand prep class today. Namaste. Hope you all are feeling nice and relaxed, nice and strong. We built that nice strength, challenged ourselves with the handstand. So have a good rest of your day. Have a good night whenever you watch this. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you.